Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. While we usually spend our time grinding for shinies or climbing the ranked ladder, today we're taking a relaxing ride through one of the most beloved spin-offs in the entire franchise. I'm talking about the 1999 classic, Pokémon Snap, for the Nintendo 64. Now, none of these videos would be complete without background video footage of my own playthrough with the game. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Long before we had photo modes in every open world game, Pokémon Snap proved that you don't need to catch them all to have a legendary adventure. You just need to find the perfect shot. The story of how this game came to be is one of the most interesting in Nintendo's history. It was developed by HAL Laboratory with help from Pax Softnica. Believe it or not, it didn't start as a Pokémon game at all. Back in 1994, Nintendo began a project called Jack and the Beanstalk, intended for the 64DD, the ill-fated disk drive peripheral for the Nintendo 64. The development team was even called Jack and Beans. However, development was slow, and the motivation for taking pictures of generic characters wasn't clear. Producer Satoru Iwata explained that they made a somewhat forced switch to the Pokémon world to give players a clear goal. This change saved the project, as the characters now had instant recognition. Due to delays with the 64DD hardware, the game was moved to a standard 64 cartridge to ensure it was released before Pokémon Gold and Silver. Interestingly, the team couldn't use the high-quality models from Pokémon Stadium because they wanted to show many Pokémon on screen at once, requiring lower poly models. Instead of using the anime for reference, staff member Benimaru Ito actually acted out the Pokémon's movesets for the animators to model. The game places you in the shoes of Todd Snap, a talented young photographer summoned by Professor Oak. The professor is studying Pokémon on Pokémon Island, a place where wild creatures live undisturbed by humans in various geographic regions. Unlike a trainer who wants to battle and catch, your job is to aid Professor Oak's research by completing the Pokémon report through photography. You traverse the island in an amphibious vehicle called the 01, which moves automatically along a set track, allowing you to focus entirely on your camera lens. At its core, Pokémon Snap is a rail shooter, but your ammunition is apples and pester balls. After every run, Professor Oak judges your photos based on size, being how much of the frame the Pokémon occupies, pose, being special actions or unique behaviors, technique, which means keeping the Pokémon centered in the frame, and multiples, having more than one of the same species in the shot. You start with just a camera, but Oak provides upgrades as you progress, such as Pokémon Food, which is apple-shaped treats to lure Pokémon or move them to specific spots, Pester Balls, used to knock out, stun, or flush Pokémon out of hiding, Pokeflute, which wakes sleeping Pokémon, making them dance or even irritating them into new poses, and the Dash Engine, which accelerates the 01 and is essential for catching up to fast-moving targets like Pidgey. The game features 63 species of Pokémon across 7 diverse levels: beach, tunnel, volcano, river, cave, valley, and finally the legendary Rainbow Cloud. The integration of Pokémon into these environments is where the game truly shines. It wasn't just about seeing them, it was about interacting with them to trigger special shots. For example, on the beach, you can lure Pikachu to a surfboard with apples for the iconic surfing Pikachu shot. You can also knock a Scyther out of the tall grass, which causes 2 Pikachu to hop onto tree stumps. The river level features the only instance in any game of Slowpoke evolving true to the Pokédex. You must lure Slowpoke to a specific spot, where a Shelter will bite its tail, triggering the evolution into Slowbro. The Volcano level is a fire-type haven, where you can knock a Charmeleon into a lava pit to force it to evolve into Charizard. You can also hatch Moltres from a giant egg blocking your path. In the cave, you use the Pokeflute to make 2 Jinx dance, hatching the legendary Articuno. And finally, hidden throughout the levels are geological formations that look like Pokemon, such as Kingler Rock or a Mewtwo constellation. Finding these is required to unlock the final stage. The game culminates in the Rainbow Cloud, a secret course in the sky where you face the rarest Pokemon of all, Mew. This encounter is a multi-stage puzzle. Mew is protected by a bubble shield that reflects your camera's flash, resulting in useless lens flares. You must break the shield in 3 parts. First, hit the shield 3 times with items while Mew taunts you. Second, hit it again as it moves more defensively and teleports around you. Finally, once the shield is gone, you will chase the remaining fragments. This is your only window for a clear shot, with nearly 10,000 points if timed perfectly. When Pokémon Snap launched, Nintendo went all out on promotion. They partnered with Blockbuster in the US and Lawson in Japan to create Pokémon Snap sticker stations. Players could bring their 64 cartridges to the store and print their in-game photos as stickers. The game was a massive hit, selling over 1.5 million copies by the end of 1999. Over the years, it has achieved cult classic status, praised for making the Pokemon world feel real and alive in a way the main series hadn't yet achieved. It was re-released on the Wii and the Wii U Virtual Consoles, where the sticker feature was replaced with the ability to share photos via the Wii message board. In 2022, it finally arrived on the Nintendo Switch Classics service. And of course, I can't talk about Snap without mentioning its long-awaited sequel, New Pokémon Snap, developed by Bandai Namco and released for the Switch in 2021. It expanded everything loved about the original: more Pokemon, more items, and even more complex environment interactions. Pokemon Snap remains a testament to how creative you can be with the Pokemon IP. It took a simple concept, taking photos on a rail, and turned it into a deep, rewarding puzzle game that still holds up today. Thanks for joining me on this tour of Pokemon Island. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the like button and let me know in the comments, what was your highest score for a Mew photo? And don't forget to subscribe for more Pokemon history and playthroughs. Until next time, keep snapping.
Oh, wonderful.